She's more worldwide about it.
She's been so active nowadays.
Okay, it's live.
Oh wow.
Disgusting.
That would be cute.
I mean, it's very new.
That was like,
Remember, I was telling him when we got to Nigeria, and so it was like, she's like, did you guys? Then you're like, was it made for fireworks? And I was like, wait, okay, so what did you buy yesterday? What did you buy yesterday?
yesterday. It's we're looking for the bar that those granola bars. They said they're granola bars for keto, but we didn't find them.
The Quest ones?
Yeah, Quest bars. You went to Davis?
No. Oh yeah, later.
Oh.
He's not here.
She's upstairs. Look at people running for.
Okay, so they said that this is the most people that have been running ever.
Can you just imagine?
Ooh, that's not weird.
Did you see what Trump has done at the US immigration? He said any immigrant that is coming to the country, then you must have a special skill or talent. That because all the jobs are here is immigrants have taken the job, so it's better to bring in people who are brilliant and have gone to school.
Like it's been like that? No, not really. Like it's been like that for some things, but not just straight up immigration.
Exactly. No, I'm not. Even on the yeah, of course, I'm not. No. I don't because people beat me. You know, like,
You ready?
What's our key?
Salary.
Let me put her in the video. One person's on already.
wow.
Here. Kitty! Let's go.
She wants to go.
I know. Let's move this. Here. You're blocking my view, Sushi. Oh. 2 people are on. Let's do this. Where is it? Oh, can you turn that way? Okay. You want to come closer?
It's because of this thing.
Oh, do you want me to just push this?
That's fine.
You sure?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
fine.
Are you going somewhere? I don't even know if you're talking, but you're wasting my time.
I'm going to the park.
Okay. Hi, Trey. Okay, so this is our first live stream. Obviously, we don't really have. Hi, Dobie and Ken. I don't know how to say that.
Dobie and Ken.
Yeah, Dobie and Ken.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Can you guys hear us?
Yeah.
You're watching it?
No.
Oh wow. You can hear us? Alrighty. So yeah, like I said, we're kind of new at this. Awesome, great, cool.
Yeah, thank you.
We just wanted to. We hope that more people can join the stream, and we can answer some questions. We can just bond with you guys and
Get to know you guys
more.
Yep.
And is there anything that we should do in general?
Okay. Maybe you mean questions and answer. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Let's do that. I mean, to get ourselves engaged in something.
Okay. Only thing we can't answer is how we met, because we're gonna make a video on that someday. I know a lot of people have been asking. They're curious.
one of our subscribers.
Oh, come on. That's nice. What?
Yeah, that's one of our subscribers.
That what? If you look in the questions, it says, "Who's your favorite sister?" That's my sister, by the way. Don't ask that. Don't even ask that. I have a twin sister, so that's not a fair question. I didn't say my twin is my favorite. I'm not picking favorites.
Oh, see. Miss Lendo
Kenya.
Yeah, sorry if you didn't pronounce
good to see you too.
It properly. Good to see you too. Yeah.
Oh, great. We got that question.
What a way to start the day.
Where and when was our first kiss? I don't know. It was the first question.
You want to answer that?
No, you answer it. I'm asking you.
Oh, you're asking me?
Yeah.
Okay.
My twin's not here, sadly.
Yep.
And she's in school, so she's graduating like next month? Yeah. So hopefully next time.
Yeah.
She'll be around. She's kind of shy, so.
Very.
Yeah. Okay. He said very. Okay. I know you guys have talked about the K1 process before, but can you go through the process you went through, Ollie, if it's okay? Okay.
Oh, okay. That's me.
Yeah.
The one I went through.
Yeah.
Okay. As we all know, the process is divided into two. Like the first one comes from the petitioner sending your filing for you the case and the forms and all the required documents.
Mm-hmm.
Then once she gets the approval, the beneficiary finishes the second phase of the process. So the second phase of the process starts from the NVC. Let me put it that way.
Yeah. Like
following up with the case and getting that confirmation that the case has been sent to your embassy. So the first process is once it finishes from the, once you get the I-129 approval, it goes to the embassy. Then it stays in the embassy for probably between 10 and 14 days before you get the case number. And from the case number, it's definitely ready to leave the embassy to your to the US embassy in your country. So now, once it gets to that stage, it varies. Sometimes it can take 2 weeks. Sometimes it can even take 10 days. Sometimes it can take 18 days. It depends. But once you have the tracker, you can be able to track your case, because without the case number, you can't follow up what is happening. So you have to have that case number to know where your case is at the current situation.
Right.
Yeah.
Practically, if you don't have your case number, if you have your case number but you don't enter it in that tracker, you're practically left in the dark. And at least if you do have the case tracker, you can kind of see where your case is and move from there.
Exactly.
So explain your part.
Yeah.
What
so
did you go through?
yeah. So when she checked it after the case number, and she saw that the MVC said it in transit. Our case said in transit, and from in transit, within 2 days, it changed to ready. Now, once it says ready, that's where you have to now contact the consulate office.
Yeah,
in your
I think
country.
sometimes they do contact you first, but
yeah.
I mean, when we were on Visa Journey, which is that forum that we use, some people said that they didn't hear from the embassy.
From the embassy at all,
so they just sat around waiting, and like a month passed, nothing. And then somebody recommended that they contact the embassy and write them an email and say, "Hi, my case has arrived at the embassy. This is my receipt number. This is my case number. You know, what should I do next? Or can I receive packet 3?" And once they received packet 3, or once they sent that email, the embassy contacted right away, like the next day, and was like, "Here's packet 3. Here's everything." And they like practically wasted a whole month just sitting around waiting. So that's why we recommend calling them. I mean, contacting them or emailing them just for some information.
Yeah. So once you get the packet 3, every little detailed instruction you need to move forward from there is all in that packet. From the visa fee, the bank you're going to pay in, the hospitals you're going to go do your medical examination, where you're going to do your police reports, the number of passport photographs you need, how to go about filling your DS-160,
and your affidavit
of support, all the supporting documents, birth certificate, affidavit of support, your international passport, of course, which should have at least 6 months duration before it expires. Because if your passport has less than 6 months duration before that, then there's going to be a hitch. So I think it's a general information that your passport must be 6 months valid prior to your interview. So I think those are the basic information you're going to find in your packet 3. And you just follow those steps. But this information varies depending on your country.
Yeah, every country is different.
Yeah.
So I helped somebody who was filing from like Saudi Arabia, and he had to bring all his paperwork to the embassy for the interview. Yeah. But this person from Saudi Arabia asked me if we were supposed to bring this stuff, but his packet 3 basically said to mail it to the embassy. I never heard of that before, but everybody's steps are different.
They're different, exactly. So from there, you'll be able to schedule your interview. You go for your interview. Once you're basically doing all that and you're done with that, you've secured your interview date, I think you're good to go. Because once you get your visa granted, then I think you're on the countdown of meeting your loved one.
Right. Yeah, congratulations, Felicia, for getting approved.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome. So one question says, does the beneficiary need to show evidence of financial capability by showing pay stubs, etc., at the interview, or the affidavit of support from the U.S. sponsor is enough? So the affidavit of support, the financial stability information is from the petitioner. Yeah. So like me, I'm financially responsible for him.
Yeah.
If I don't have the full, if I'm not fully capable, I can get a co-sponsor, but he doesn't have to prove anything. He doesn't have to show anything. Even if he's mad broke, I'm the one responsible for him. So I have to show that because I'm bringing him over.
Yeah, over here.
So I have to show that I can take care of him. I mean,
that's it, because you're the one filing for me. So that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
even
if
I have a lot of money, they don't care. It's not their headache, because she's filing for me to come to foreign land, a foreign country. Right. So that's just how it is. It all falls on the petitioner.
Yeah, it falls on him. on the petitioner. So he doesn't have to show any pay stubs, bank statements, or anything. No. Only for, I think, the tourist visa.
The tourist visa and student visa.
They have to show. They have to show that
they can pay up the fees and be able to not be a burden on the government.
Right.
Yeah.
So, what are the financial guidelines for the visa? What is the minimum you must make per year? So that situation, That varies. It depends on the number of people in your household.
Yeah.
So they have about, I mean, if it's just the petitioner and the beneficiary. So if it's just them, what's the number again? I think
if it's just the petitioner and the beneficiary, I think if it's more than 3, then I think it's gonna be a bit cheap. Okay.
I don't know the exact number from my head. There's a chart. So I have the chart. There's something I can always post or share. Okay. Because I can never remember the exact number. I think they have to make about like $21,000 a year if it's two, which is obviously it's going to be a 2-income household because, 2-person household. I mean, because it's the petitioner and the beneficiary. But if the petitioner has let's say 2 kids, that makes it 4. So it's the petitioner, the 2 kids, and then the beneficiary. That's 4. So the income requirements increase.
Yeah.
So let me see. Let me try and find it. You can continue answering the question.
The other one.
No, you can answer.
How long to get passport back after visa approval? Well, once, like my case now, I got after I got approved on Wednesday. That was the interview. I went for the interview on a Wednesday and I got approved. And after that, you still to actually follow up the process. You can actually track the approval process online on the case tracker, and you can be able to see what they're actually doing currently on your approval. So like I got approved on a Wednesday, and on Thursday it went to administrative processing. I was on administrative processing for like 2 days, and it was probably on Friday, later part of Friday, that it said issued. Now when it says issued, it means your visa probably has been printed, or they are trying to paste it up on your passport. So it's now left for them to contact you through the delivery, the courier service, because it depends on the channel your embassy is using. So let me just say I got approved on Wednesday, and I got my passport on the Monday. I got the pickup notice on a Monday evening. So I picked it up on Tuesday.
It was really quick. It took less than a week.
The
only thing, the only thing that we need to make sure we let you guys know is that, we filed back in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
He came in 2018.
Yeah.
And times have changed.
Exactly.
Times have changed dramatically. I don't know if you guys have been watching the news, but Trump is changing immigration, and it's getting a little tougher. Yeah. Actually, a lot tougher. So we've been talking to people who are going through this process, some of our fans, some of our followers, and their pathway sounds different from ours.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not completely different. It's the same exact pathway, but it's delayed, it's longer, or it's harder to find an availability at the interview. I mean, at the embassy for an interview. For him, it took it took
3 weeks.
I mean, it was we looked, and he was able to book his interview 2 weeks.
2 weeks ahead from that date.
So it only took it wasn't like he had to book it 5 months later or whatnot. It was right there for him. But I'm hearing that it's a little bit tricky now to find the date that's closer. Yeah. And in terms of Felicia's question, I'm going back again. For a 2-person household, it's $21,137. So it increases to 3,000. I mean, if you have a 3-person household, it's 26,000, and a 4-person 32,000. So it increases quite a bit. So I will find a way to share this information. I'll probably post the link underneath because we're gonna save this live stream to our channel. So I'll just post the link for that information.
Okay. We have another question. It says, okay, this is from Mzalendo Mkenya.
Oh.
Says, thank you so much for the info. By the way, you got the pronunciation correct.
Awesome.
Thank God. Our case has been approved, but they have not opened up slots for June to enable me to book an interview appointment. Wow.
Oh.
That's really challenging.
You see.
That's what we're talking about just now. you know. Well, I don't know what country she's from. Oh, yeah.
There's a link. It has to be above poverty guidelines. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll post the link.
Yeah, congratulations on being approved, Mzalendo. I'm happy you got approved. I mean, you got out of that stage. She's from Kenya. Wow, congratulations. I think it's just the final wait. I mean, you've waited practically. You had worse waits, you know, getting from the I-129 from to the NUA1 to the MVC and all that. So I know how frustrating it is, because when you're getting towards the end of being together with your loved one, it gets really, really, really frustrating. So I just hope that you know, very soon you find an available slot to book your interview as soon as you can, so that you can be with your loved one.
Right.
Yeah. Oh wait, another approval. Wow.
Congratulations.
Wow. So Ufo Ife Sinachi. Oh yeah, I'm sure that person is from Igbo. Yeah, she's Igbo. Or Igbo, yeah. Please, I'm from Nigeria. I have been approved. Wow, congrats to you. It's good seeing a lot of approval.
It's great, seriously, because that first stretch, it's so long. Oh my goodness. I remember when we went through it, because I was still in school. You should see me in my classes just constantly checking every single day, just checking to see if we got approved. And it was funny because when we got approved, or before we got approved, so basically we used Visa Journey, that website that I told you guys about, the forum, and we were November filers, so we look at the November thread to see, you know, where they're at. So people in November started posting that they got approved, and we were happy, like, oh my goodness, they started approving November. But we were November 2nd filers, and they started approving people from the end of November. Like, they were just approving people from the end of November. So we thought we were forgotten. They were like, oh my goodness, they forgot about us.
They forgot about us.
It was terrible, but that process was gruesome.
Oh my god.
So when do you register for the DS-160? Go ahead.
Yeah, that's when you get the packet 3. Once you get the packet 3, after the MVC stage, then it tells you what to do next. First thing is before you can register for your DS-160, you should have paid your visa fee. So once you pay your visa fee and you schedule your appointment to find a date, then you can immediately go straight to register for your DS-160, fill in the information and the class of visa you're going for and all that. So I think it's a straightforward form filling for you. So
right. Can you explain yours? I remember that day because we were waiting for packet 3 from the embassy, and we emailed them, and they told us that they had received an electronic copy of our case, but they hadn't received the physical copy. So they told us to wait. And I was like, I don't know how long we're gonna wait. So I emailed them again, and then they said the same thing. We have not received your physical copy. So the third time, I finally emailed them, and they said, your packet has arrived. Here is packet 3. And as soon as we received packet 3,
that same day,
he rushed to the bank. So he went to the bank right away and paid the visa fee.
And that same day, I was able to
schedule an appointment. So that's how it works.
I did everything that day.
Yeah, you don't have to fill out DS-160 like right away. If anything, you can schedule your appointment. See if the appointment day is available. Because that's what you have to wait on. I mean, you have to wait obviously to get your medical and whatnot, but you can get that anytime in between. So if you're thinking, oh, I'm gonna just schedule because I know people who did this. They scheduled their interview like way in advance, thinking that, I just want to make sure I get my medicals done. And then they got their medicals and they just sat around. They're like, oh man, we should have chosen an earlier date. So you do kind of have to calculate, guesstimate when you're gonna take your medicals. He went for his medicals like not too long
on Monday.
After,
I paid for it on Friday. I went for medicals on Monday. And 2 weeks from that Monday, he went to pick it up. And that Wednesday of that week,
he went for his interview. So we don't recommend doing it like having picking up your medicals like on a Monday and then going for your interview on Wednesday. Like that's too short.
That's too short
notice. So give yourself maybe a week or two or something, if anything, just to play it safe, because something could have gone wrong. like I said, I was desperate to have him here. So,
Oh my god.
and what was I gonna say?
Yeah.
Oh, for Felicia, I
Yeah.
thought that was awesome that she got approved in 2 months.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Are you having your wedding in the States? If you want to have your ceremonies in your country, but have not gotten your green card, can the beneficiary still travel?
Mm.
Okay, let's tell a story. This stinks because so we're still waiting for the work authorization and advanced parole. So if you guys don't know, after you get to this country, to US, and you get married or you have your court wedding, then you file in your paperwork for the next step. So you'd file your adjustment of status. You should file your adjustment status with your advanced parole and your work permit.
Yep.
Some people forget to file the other two, and if they forget, they have to pay for it separately, and it's like it
So
kind of
long,
causes a mix-up. So file all three together. We filed ours in November, and it's supposed to be a 3-month-long process for the work permit and advanced parole, not for the adjustment status / green card. Adjustment status is a green card application. So the green card depends on what state you're in. So we're in California. It's really crazy over here. A lot of immigrants. It's congested. So it could take up to 2 years before he gets his green card. Whereas some people are like I think some people are in Maryland who are getting them just like that.
4, 5, 6 months.
So they're getting it. Yeah, they've already received theirs. So without the advanced parole, you can't leave the country legally. So thank goodness our wedding is in the States. It's in California, but on the forum that we follow, there are 2 people I've already seen who were planning to go back to their country to have their wedding. One person was from Canada, another person was from Ireland. So it's not even like, African states or African countries or anything. But they had to cancel their wedding because they didn't receive their advanced parole, so they can't leave. Another guy, he's supposed to be the best man for his friend's wedding in the UK, and he can't even go because he doesn't have his advanced parole. So that's how it works. I'm hoping the process is, because right now it seems like in some parts the USCIS has they've sped up the process, the I-129 approval process.
They have,
because ours took almost 7 months. Some people, like a friend of mine, hers took 4 months, and then Felicia, you said yours took 2 months. Some people are getting them a lot sooner than before, but the part afterwards is taking a little bit longer from what we're hearing. So the process does change over time. So we're hoping that when you guys are in the stage that we're in, it's faster for us. We do not wish this what we're going through upon anybody. So seriously. I hope it's faster for you guys. And so again, if you do want to have a ceremony in your country, then you have to receive that advanced parole first. And you might want to receive it first before planning to go to your country, because some people, they plan their wedding. It's not like they planned their wedding 3 months after they filed. They planned it a whole year after they filed, and they're still unsure if they're going to get their advanced parole before the wedding. Okay.
Very true. The next one is from Jennifer. It says, "Hi guys, I'm sure you answered this a million times, but what did you bring to your interview?" Actually, there was everything I brought was from the packet 3, but there's some things that have to come from the petitioner. Like she sent me the photo albums.
So
the documents.
I think so one question we get a lot is if we can just mail or scan the documents to the beneficiary in their country. So that's something I'm not 100% sure on, because we hear different things where some people have issues if their paperwork isn't if it doesn't have wet signature, if it doesn't have that, if it's scanned or if it's copied, they might have issues with it. I have no idea because it's everybody's case is different. Maybe one consulate officer is so strict that he's like, oh no, I need fresh forms. And then maybe another one's
the wet signature.
and then another one could be like, oh, whatever, it's fine. So So I mailed my financial documents to him. The other reason I mailed it is because I sent him a photo album, like a really small photo album with some pictures in it, just because it was easier than sending it to print it out or something. I mean, he could have created his own photo album as well if he can go to a print shop and print them and create it too. But I just thought it would be easier to get like a small album and send it. Didn't weigh much. It was like a plastic thing, like. So, and they even went through every single picture at the interview. Everything. So it wasn't like it was, we were just going above and beyond. Oh, sorry. We have a cat and she's trying to get in. Okay. So I mailed in the financial documents. Yeah. He brought how many passport photos?
Yeah, I brought. I actually took 8. To be sincere, like I just held 8, but I only used up like 3 or 4. Yeah, 3. I only used up 3 because they used one to attach my DS-160 confirmation. They took one in with there was 2 inside my passport, my international passport. I put 2 inside my international passport, and I think that was it. I just threw your max 4, but it's always good to just hold over. So in case of anything, you don't get screwed. Right. Then
obviously he brought his medicals.
Yeah, my medical reports, police reports, the birth certificates. Then you also bring the financial documents from your petitioner. Then your supporting evidence. That's the text log and chats.
Did they even look at that though?
They didn't.
Okay, that's
but it's just part of.
Just bring it. I always tell people to bring it. I have no idea because I got that advice from many people to bring all that I mean not financial, but supporting documents. But we didn't even need it.
So
anything else?
Then that was all. That was basically all they asked for, and also your confirmation page for DS-160.
Right. If you've been married before,
your divorce,
bring your divorce paper.
Certificate.
Yes, certificate. I think. Do they have to bring a death certificate too if they're?
If any of your significant others passed away, or to make your case easier for you, because right now you need as many evidence as you can get.
Do they need anything for children?
Really, nothing basic. Once you have your birth certificate to prove that your kids are your kids, and to show their real ages, I think that's fine. So these are just general requirements that even you yourself have. So that's it. So another one.
Oh, congratulations, Dobie and Ken, for passing your interview.
Yeah,
that's
awesome. That's good. That's like good. Happy for you.
It means that we finally got them through the worst. What all do they do in the medical Nigeria? Okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh man, he came back with a sore arm.
It was I would say it was fun, but at the same time, I think it was what needed to be done. After when I got to the hospital, there are 2 hospitals that are designated to do the US medical examination. So
in Lagos.
In Lagos, that's on the island. So I picked one. I scheduled the interview. So they told me to bring medical. Sorry, they told me to bring 4 passport photographs, my international passport, my appointment confirmation letter to show that I have booked my appointment, so they can work with that date because they want to know when your interview is, so that they can be able to make you work within that time frame. And I think basically my birth certificate. I think that was just it. It was simple. And the money, the fees you have to pay. Now the fees varies depending on your country. In Nigeria, I think everything was roughly it wasn't up to 100,000 naira. Less in dollars. It wasn't up to $300.
It wasn't, but if you went to medicals in Abuja, then
it's faster.
It's faster. Receive it faster. You receive your reports faster, but it costs more.
It costs more. Yeah. So when I did all that, I got there, I made the payments, I did. So there's some shots you have to take according to the US standards to come into the country. You have to do tests for TB,
probably measles, mumps,
malaria, what else again? All series of tests. So at the end of the day, they assigned about five injections for me to have on my arm. So I took all that and they gave me the a slip that I
How was
should bring it.
Did you take any other tests? Did you do like X-ray or?
Yeah, I did X-ray. Sorry, yeah. I did X-ray front and back. I also did urine.
Urine test.
Yeah, I
That's
did
what
urine
I thought.
test. Yeah,
Okay.
I did my urinal test. I did that too. Then blood pressure.
Just the basics.
The basics.
Vital signs.
Yeah. So I think that was just straightforward. So and it gave me a slip. And
how long were you there for?
I was there. I got there around 9 in the morning, and I didn't leave there till about 3 in the afternoon because I left from there to the police station to get my police report. So I was there basically from early hours in the morning till the late hours.
Wait, you left the medicals at 3, or
yeah,
you left
3.
the island?
No, at 3. I left the medicals at 3
Okay.
to go to the police station
for
my police report.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay, next question.
Yeah. No. It says here.
Yeah, we got approved on the visa process. I got a co-sponsor, but she is retired, but still receives pension of about $5,000 a month. My question is, does she still qualify to be a co-sponsor? Oh, that is specific.
Yeah, really specific.
Let's see.
Okay, does she qualify to? I think if she's retired, but she still receives pension. That's an income.
It's an income.
It's an income, no matter what. It's still an income, and being the fact that she's retired and she still has a source of income, I think it's enough to qualify her to be a co-sponsor. Because I see cases, I've seen cases or stories online whereby the petitioner's grandfather or grandmother stands as a co-sponsor for their grandson or their granddaughter to bring their significant other, and those grandmas and grandpas, they're actually living on pension. So I think it's good enough to qualify such a person.
Yeah, so it's just something I need to, because the affidavit of support portion is a little bit, it's always a little bit tricky because everybody's situation is different.
It's different.
We have people asking us really specific questions about co-sponsorship or maybe their what's it called, household size has changed within the last few months, or and it's something that, like, if for this one in particular, I do feel like that this co-sponsor will work. I just don't know how they report that. That's the only thing I'm not sure. Like, I don't know if it's on her taxes that she receives this every year.
She has to now prove that through the tax system.
I think maybe. So it's something I would have to look
just look into it more.
But
and get back.
I think I want to make a more detailed information
it's for
Constance. I want to make something more detailed about the affidavit of support and financial documents based on people's situations. So, because we need to do a little bit more research on that.
The next one is.
Oh, we look beautiful together. That's so nice. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. The next
so they're still waiting for the NOA 2, and they're asking about our wait time. So, as we discussed a little earlier, the wait time does vary. Like, it's different. The wait time now has been a little bit shorter than what we went through. When we filed, that was the first year of President Donald Trump's presidency. So it's not like he slowed things down immediately, but there were so many applications for naturalization because so many people who were already in this country were like, okay, I got to get my papers together real quick. So they applied for citizenship, and there were the application rates increased so much that from what we heard, they shifted gears and they put the K-1 visas applications aside. And they were approving. They were going through the naturalization process and focusing on those petitions. So it put a delay on our application, and it took us 198 days to get approved, which was 6 months.
6 months,
or so.
6 months.
Yeah. So, but some people are getting approved in 4 months now. Some people are getting approved some people get lucky and it'll get approved within a couple months.
Yeah.
And so I think it's taking probably 4 months,
4 months to
maybe 5. I'm not
100%
100% sure what it is now because it kind of changes.
It says, hey
So-
guys. Yeah.
So with advanced parole, can you
Hey,
travel? So again, advanced parole is once the beneficiary comes to the U.S. and gets married, then they file for their adjustment status, which is their green card application, their work permit, and then the advanced parole. So advanced parole allows you to travel outside of the U.S. So some people, once they get their advanced parole, they go back to the country and go visit their family, or they leave the country and go on vacation, whatever it is. So yes, with advanced parole, you can travel.
This one says Berlin, New Jester. Says
How long did you wait till the embassy contacted you about your interview date? So we didn't wait for the embassy to contact us. We contacted them. We've heard that it takes. I mean, we heard that some people didn't get any contact. I mean, they didn't get contacted by the embassy for packet 3. Also, sorry, let me go back to that question. How long did you wait till the embassy contacted you about your interview date? So they didn't contact about the interview date. We scheduled the interview date, but they're supposed to contact you to give you packet 3. And packet 3 is all the information that you need before your interview. So it gives all that information, such as, where your medicals will be and where you get your police report and all the stuff that you need to gather and whatnot. So like I said, we contacted the embassy and we asked for packet 3. Or just ask, what are the next steps? They will look in their system and they'll put in the case number. So make sure in the email you put the case number. They'll put it in and then they'll let you know what's next. This whole process seems frustrating, especially since Trump is making it even harder for those trying to do it the right way. Exactly what we keep saying. We're doing it legally. We're doing it right. I'm like, I don't understand. Why are we? Because even for us, like our lives right now, our lives are in standstill because he can't even work. It's like, oh my gosh. Anyway, sorry. I plan on petitioning for my Nigerian fiance next year. Once he finishes his grad school, then we'll move forward with the petition. But the process is absolutely nerve-wracking. Yep. Absolutely adore you guys. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks.
And I would say once your man is finished with his grad school and all that, kick into the process.
Yeah, start it right away.
So you don't. The earlier you kick it up, the earlier he can get here to be with you.
Yep. How long did you wait after getting the passport to buy flight ticket? We booked the flight pretty quickly.
On Monday,
I think we did it right away.
Yeah. As I got the text message that my visa was ready for a pickup, I picked it up the next day on Tuesday.
As soon as he had the visa in hand. And that's the other thing too. Make sure you get the visa first to look at it and make sure everything's okay.
Good. Your name is spelled the right way.
Your name is spelled right. Everything, all the information's there. Don't just assume that, I got the text message for pickup. I'm gonna book the flight. Or don't assume that after you get your you've passed your interview that you can book your flight. Because they do what's called administrative processing after your interview. I'm not trying to scare anybody, but I know somebody who passed their interview and they checked their case tracker and saw administrative processing, and then they thought everything was good. And they were like, we passed, and then the next thing was rejected. The next thing, it went from ready to administrative processing, and then from administrative processing, it's usually supposed to say issued. And once you get issued, you're good to go. But it went from administrative processing to rejected. And that's because during administrative processing, they do their final checks. And
dig out all what they can dig out.
They found out that the petitioner got arrested and had some kind of charge way back in the days. And he didn't put in his initial application. And he got rejected because he withheld information. So
that's crazy.
Yeah. So once you get the visa in hand, then book your ticket. Then you can book your ticket once you make sure everything's good. What's the next question?
It says, how long did you wait after getting
That's
the
the one we just
passport?
answered,
Oh,
right?
sorry. Yeah. Alexandra Mose.
Did you have to buy two-way ticket? Yes. So we
Two-way.
bought. I mean one. Sorry. Oh my God, sorry. One-way ticket. We bought a one-way ticket. I feel like it would be really bad if you bought a two-way ticket because they're gonna be like, wait a second, this is suspicious activity.
Yeah,
You're supposed
the visa
to.
you're going with is just a single entry. It's not a multiple entry. It's one entry.
It's a one-way. Yeah,
that's a visa category. So you just need to book a one-way ticket.
One-way ticket. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whose birth certificate
did you have to take with you? The petitioners or the beneficiaries?
Oh, for the interview?
For the interview.
We took
it was the beneficiaries birth certificate.
Right.
They already have the petitioners.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. So they have that packet that you sent to USCIS. So they actually mail it to the embassy. So before his interview, I think you said that they went through the packet.
They went through the packet.
So they already know what questions. They usually ask questions derived from your application. From that packet.
That's what they do.
They kind of study the case ahead of time, like briefly, and they kind of get an idea of what to ask. And they just want to see like
how much he
knows and his confidence, you know.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. Thank you so much. Dobiakan, thank you so much. And the next one. Thank you, Olly.
Thank you, Olly and Bea. Yes, the wait is almost over. I called the embassy and they said I keep checking the link. How many vaccinations did you get, Olly? What is the estimated cost of the medical exam? Okay, so for medicals, how much is it again, like in dollars?
The medicals in dollars, it's about $265. $265, or let's just say roughly $270 now. Let's just say that. But it varies.
It varies, like
depending on your country.
And you got like 4 or 5 injections, right? 5.
Yeah, 4 or 5 shots.
I feel like he pretty much got, because like I said, I was born in the U.S. and we get vaccinations like almost as soon as we're born.
Yeah.
Like my mom had to keep taking me back, so obviously I don't remember any of that stuff. But I got a whole bunch of immunizations when I was a baby, and I feel like they just pretty much gave them the same thing. Like they were like, okay, you're not a baby, but here, just take them all at once. Let's see. Hey, 25,000 for a family of 2. It's about for a family of 2. For a family of 2, for 2019, you have to be at 125% of the poverty guidelines. So for a family of 2, it's 21,137. For family of 3, and when you say family of 2, are you talking about like you have to include yourself and the beneficiary? So me and him, we fall under 21,000. But if you're saying the family of 2 already, so like me, and let's say I have a kid and then him then it's 26,000. So that's like the 3 of us. Okay. Hey, did you send your files to make him? Sorry. It's like the words are tiny. Hey, did you send your files to him through DHL? I'm just worried it won't make it there. I sent it through DHL. DHL seems to be the best option. They're the fastest, and they're the safest. FedEx was another option. FedEx. The reason I didn't send it through FedEx, even though it was cheaper, was because it would have taken longer, and I needed it there and then. I felt like I sent in my packet. My financial documents and the photographs like way too late, and I was worried it wouldn't get there on time. I spent a little bit more money to send it to him, but it got there. How many days?
Just like 3 or 4 days. 4 days.
Really?
Yeah, I think 4 days. It was not up to a week.
Yeah, it was supposed to come in I think it was supposed to take up to 7 days or something.
Yeah, but it took 5 days.
It was pretty quick. Yeah.
You sent it on a Wednesday, and I went to pick it up on a Monday.
Oh.
Yeah.
What? That's not the same as a medical. So nothing medical with the passport. Oh well. Yeah. So it came really quick. So DHL should be the best option.
Yeah.
Never send anything through USPS. I sent him something as a gift one time when we were still dating. Through USPS. because it was the cheapest option, like I sent them like a box of something, which obviously weighs a substantial amount, and it costs like $87. And when he went to receive it, you said you traveled far to go receive it, and the box was open. They opened it. They went and searched everything I sent. I was like, okay, never again.
Yeah,
So don't ever send through USPS. They can look through everything. You might not see everything that,
That's if you're sending like a big package.
Yeah, things might be sorted through ahead of time, and it's not obviously not safe. For Trey and Miko, when they say police report, what do they mean? I get confused in that area. One has to have a case with the police to have a police report. Good, explain that.
No, what it means is that the police report is just like a background statement from the police. Now, that background statement includes your if you've been charged, maybe made a statement involved in a crime, anything that has to do with that. It has to bring out, the police report states what exactly you've been involved in. So if you have a clean record, that is, you've not been involved in a crime, or you've not been to the police station to put down a statement for any reason or whatsoever, then they're going to write it down in their statement and say, for Trey Miko, has no criminal record.
Right. So you basically have like a clear statement on your police report. So even though they say police report, it's not really like a police report with like all these charges that you've gotten. It's just kind of like, here's a police report. This person is
cleared. No issues at all.
Okay, for Adobe and Can, the Lagos Embassy took so long to get back to us with packet 3. I had to contact my state senator to expedite things. Oh my gosh. Wow.
So sorry about that.
I mean, we've looked into that. We know what that's like, because we were thinking about contacting the senator for what's going on now.
Yeah, seriously. I know how that feels. Trust me, it's so frustrating. Especially when you're waiting for packet 3. That's like almost the final stage, to get your interview, and you're stuck.
All right.
But let's just keep hoping and wishing that something happens, really, really soon, so you can get out of this this stage. Near Constance.
What is this?
This one.
What is that?
Yeah. No. Just skip it.
Okay.
Just skip it.
Jean.
Yeah. Hello. Hi.
W and Cam said USPS took
3 to 5 days.
Oh,
that's good. I mean, maybe they've stepped it up.
Maybe they have.
That's good. This is another one from Paula Kodir.
If you could do it again, what would you do better?
Oh,
that's something that I've gotten asked that question a few times, and it's like, I mean, what could we have done better? What could we?
I feel there's nothing that could have been, if the system is still, like, if the system is efficient and effective, like currently, then I feel probably I think maybe it's just going to be wait time. So I don't know.
I mean, I feel like what we did, one thing that we did was just try and get really informed in the process, and I feel like that's what helped us out, because a lot of people on like Visa Journey, the form that we use, gave so many tips on how to kind of like get through the process. People were giving numbers to call, like, make sure you guys call if you want to find out about your case. Call this number and ask for tier 2. They will know more about your case. So we knew all that information. So I feel like we did, or when we got to NVC, they say wait 10 days, and then after 10 days, you can start calling NVC and request for your case number, and you can use the case tracker. Like, we got that information online. So I feel like we did do it the right way.
We did it the right way.
And the only thing that was like really out of our hands was waiting for that NOA 2, which took 6 months. We couldn't do anything about that. We just had to sit around. Even if we call and we inquire about it,
they still tell you what's on the website.
Yeah. The only thing that you can possibly do is expedite your case. But that's not even common. Like, you have to really qualify for, you have to be eligible to expedite your case. And like you have to have, maybe the petitioner was like diagnosed with cancer or something like that, or deployed to deployed in the military, or I don't think even financial stress is even part of that.
No,
like,
I don't know.
So you have to really like hit that
requirements.
those requirements to even expedite. So, but everything else after that, like from the point after we got the NOA2, we did really good getting through that. Like it only took a little over a month.
Yeah, a month and
before after
just like a month and
2
weeks
and 2 weeks before he came to the US because we were that quick.
Yeah.
Angela Butler. As far as the affidavit of support, I have a job that makes $35,000 annually now, but I don't have 3 years of taxes for that amount. What else can I use besides the income letter and check stubs? So you do make the requirements. So you make above the poverty line, so you're good.
You're good.
So one thing, I was just helping somebody out with this through email the other day. So the embassy really, like, one thing that they ask for on that, I forget the site. It's some like US Travel.state.gov or something like that. I don't remember what it is. But what they really ask for is the affidavit of support, and then they ask for the tax transcript. They don't even say bring the last 3 years. They just said, if you have ones from previous years, then bring that. They ask for, they said that if you don't make the income requirements, like if you need a co-sponsor, then that's when you need to provide employment verification, bank statements, pay stubs, whatnot. But everybody just brings all those documents just in case. They collected, what did they collect from you at the interview? They collected the co-sponsors and
previous years and your current year.
Yeah. We're including all my additional documents. So I don't think you need to have the previous 3 years if you have that solid, if you don't. The other thing too is that you should explain why you don't have the other years just in case. I know they have like non-filing forms that you can submit to IRS and ask them to send you something saying you did not file for taxes for the last, couple years or something, just so you can bring that and they'll see, okay, yeah, this person didn't file.
The other one is May Constance. I love you guys. You both make the couple dream.
Oh, thank you. That's so sweet.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
Sure, Miko. Okay, thanks, big time. You're welcome anytime.
Of course. Normally the case is valid for 5 months after USCIS approval. Do you know if there is room for extension, especially when the embassy is responsible for the delay? Oh, I see.
Case valid for 5 months after USCIS approval. Do you know?
I remember that happened when we filed, because it was taking so long that people were like, they said that things were so delayed that they were worried about their expiration. Their NOA2 expiration.
Yeah.
So what happens?
I think what can possibly what you can possibly do is if this is currently what you're going through and you know where the fault is, like where the delay is from. Maybe your embassy is yet to receive your packet 3, or the embassy is yet to give you a case number. I think the safest thing to do, I don't know, but I think the safest thing to do is kind of make a USCIS inquiry.
I was going to say that. Contact USCIS and just explain your situation, because I'm sure they have an answer for that.
Yeah, so they'll be able to
they can't fault you for something like that, because that's out of your control.
Yeah.
So contact them and tell them, I got my NOA2 this date and it expires this date, and I still haven't, everything is still in the process, and should I get an extension, or maybe they actually look past it. I don't know. But that's something that I would recommend asking USCIS for. Yes, begging. Sylvia and Ken, going through this process, knowing what you know now, what do spousal I'm sorry, my goodness, I can't see. Would you do spousal visa since you get green card instantly? Something that we've talked about a couple times already. Just going through this way, it causes a lot of frustration, and sometimes we say things that we don't mean, such
Mhm.
as, "Oh, I wish we just
wish
did
we
the
just
spousal
did this."
visa." Fun fact: my parents actually did the spousal visa. My dad came to this country from Nigeria back in 1979. He went back to Nigeria like 1990s something, and he married my mom, and he married her in Nigeria, and then he filed for her to come to the U.S. And it only took she said it took about 6 months before she was able to come to the country. And she said after she got to America, it took she got a job like right away.
Yeah.
So times, like we keep saying, times have changed.
Times have changed.
That process was so fast for her for my parents when they both did it. But now we know a guy from church. That poor guy is waiting like 2 years.
2 years now to bring his wife.
Just to bring his wife, and he said that he can't do anything, and it's just like making him rip his hair out because his wife is like, speed it up, and
like, it's out of my control.
What can I do? So of course we want the green card. It would be great to have the green card instantly. But the green card isn't what, like, it's not holding, not having it isn't like holding us back.
Yeah, seriously. It's just the fact that we just want it to be like together.
Yeah, we really want to be together right away. The work permit and the advanced parole was supposed to be quick. It was supposed to take 3 months. So like, let's say it was taking 3 months, then we're kind of good to go. Like once you have the work permit and the advanced parole, then you can move forward. You can get a driver's license, you can get a bank account, you can get a social security card. So despite having, of course, we all want the green card, but eventually it will come. But at least we can still move forward with our lives together while we wait for the green card interview. So I don't think unless you really
no. The
despite your
process
frustration.
No, seriously, it's better I'm here to go through the frustration for you.
That's so sweet.
Oh my God.
Billy B said Travel.state.gov. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for that.
Thank you. I didn't remember it because I hardly use it, but thank you
very much
for providing that.
What
documents do the co-sponsors provide with you? So the co-sponsor is kind of like the primary sponsor for the K1 visa. Since like for me, I didn't make enough at that time. Since I was working a part-time job at Amazon on campus at UC Davis, so I got a co-sponsor, and they provided like the bulk of the documents. They provided the three tax transcripts from the previous years. They provided an employee verification letter that showed their income. They provided their pay stubs and what else?
Bank statements.
Yeah, I don't think I got the bank statements from them. At some point in time, it was like, okay, isn't it enough? They're like, I've already provided my whole life to prove that I show. Yeah, they start getting a little nervous, but it was like sufficient enough. So just make sure the co-sponsor brings like the majority of the documents. Mainly, they're just supposed to just have like those tax transcripts and the affidavit and the signed affidavit of support. It's like they're supposed to just have like those two, but it would be safer to just have the additional documents. I don't think if they're not able to provide the other documents like pay stub, employment verification, I don't think it's the end of the world. I think that if they can provide the other stuff that is really necessary, then they're good. I'm so glad I found your channel a while back. It's so interesting to see other people who have been through this process to know a little of what to expect. I'm going through the waiting period now. Oh my gosh.
Sorry about that.
So sorry, but
it's gonna pay off at the end.
Seriously.
It's gonna pay off at the end.
You will get through it pretty soon. I mean, it's funny when we think back on it now, and it's like, wow, we went through that. It's just amazing because like, Olly and I didn't get to spend that much time together at all before we finally before we finally got to settle down like together. I went to Nigeria once and I was there for 2 months, but I didn't spend the time with him. I had family over there, and I was like, I'm not gonna say I'll technically say stuck. I was stuck with them, and I didn't have the free will to like move around and see him. I only saw him a few times, but we were able to still go through the K1 visa process with like the time that we spent to show, we had proof. We had so much evidence, and we were able to like, prove that our relationship was genuine. So, so it's amazing that we went from 3 years of being apart, just phone calls every day, video calls every day, to now being together. And it's like, the moment he got here, how many times I kept grabbing his face, and I was like, I can't believe he's here. I kept saying it. He's like, oh my gosh, you're still saying that?
Oh my God.
Yeah. So, so I don't know what we were talking about.
No. You just said.
Oh, the waiting period. Yeah.
Just hang on there.
Just hang in there. And because after that, you're not even going to think about like all that weight that you went through. You're just going to be, I mean, it's hard when you're in the moment. Like I remember being in the moment and I was thinking, man, it stinks because, I really want to be with my man, but he's not here and he can't be here yet. So, but I knew that one day it would happen. And it's just kind of like, you just have to keep thinking about it. That one day
it's gonna happen.
You will get there. Yeah. Okay. Our NOA2 actually expired before the interview. If the embassy caused the delay, the embassy has the power to extend it. I didn't worry about filing extension. Okay, that's what I thought. I knew that they could. They'll waive it. I figured because it's not your fault. Yeah. So, because I've heard people on Visa Journey say that same thing, that happened to them, and it wasn't a problem.
It wasn't a problem.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Do you have any siblings?
Which of us?
Okay, I can explain. I mean, I'll say mine and then yours. So I have. No, not 5. I have 4. There are 5 of us all together. I have 4 siblings. I'm a twin. Then the next set are twins, a boy and a girl, and then I have my little brother. And we all stay here. Stay here with all except my twin. My twin is still finishing up school right now, so my siblings are around all the time. Yeah. They're pretty annoying. I'm kidding. We're all young. Like they're all pretty because I'm 23. The next set are 22. So we're like back to back. 22, like 2 sets of twins, 22-year-olds and 23-year-olds. Like like this back to back. So can you imagine that as babies? Like 1-year-old and 2-year-old babies. And then my youngest brother is 19. He's turning 20 in November. So we're all pretty much like age mates. Yeah. So and then he has he has 2 siblings. 2 siblings. He has a brother. He's the oldest. So we're both technically the oldest. My twin sister is 2 minutes older than me. Yeah. But, we're all technically the oldest. That's why it's so funny when people are like, oh, are you the oldest? I'm like, kind of, but kind of not. I'm the second born, but, like, I'm a twin, and I'm the oldest. Like, it's kind of weird. And then he's the oldest. Yeah. He's 28. I always call him an old man, but he's not. I'm kidding. I don't even look. I'm just kidding. You're not. No, I'm kidding. And so he's the oldest. He has a brother, 25. 25, yeah. In South Africa. And then he has a sister who's 21. Yeah. She's in Oklahoma. She came here on a student visa. So she's studying right now. So in Oklahoma. So
yeah. That's our siblings for you.
Yeah. Oh, you guys are cute. That's sweet. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right. How long have you waited to receive employment authorization? So we have not received the employment authorization yet. Unfortunately, we are still waiting. It is 192 days right now. So the funny thing is it took 198 days to get our K1 visa, and now it's taking it's going to surpass it. It's going to be passed.
It's going to be so ironical if it gets to 198.
It's going to be, if it gets to 198, I literally said I will lose hope in this whole entire system. The work permit is only supposed to take up to 90 days. Before, people would freak out if it's even at 75 days. They're like, it's 75 days. Like, what's happening? Why haven't I received it? We're sitting here at 192 days. Have not heard a word. It's frustrating. But like we said, we hope that the process speeds up for you guys when you get to that stage. I
That's it.
literally like don't even know what to do. I mean, eventually we'll figure out what tips we can give and what advice we can give to people who are once we get our work authorization, because we do. I mean, there were some things that we learned, some things we wish we did a little bit differently. We can't even expedite our case right now because it's come so close. We think that we're gonna get approved pretty soon. If we expedite it now, I mean, it's like, why are we? So we sat here for 7 months, and we could have expedited it way back. Like we'll talk about expediting criteria and stuff like that. Contacting congressperson or senator and stuff like that to help, because it has worked for some people, not everybody, but some people. So we have tips on that, which we'll eventually share one day. But yeah, keep doing. You read that one.
Keep doing. What's right here?
Fashion Nova Men Edition. We should.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. So funny.
Oh, yeah.
Fashion Nova Men Edition. I know. I got him a few things from Fashion Nova too, and it was pretty nice.
It's nice.
Yeah. Okay. How was the court marriage process like in terms of financial involvement, time, etc.? So the court marriage process. Okay. So what we did. I know we went there 3 times. The first time we went to inquire about it, we were just like, okay, we don't know anything. How does this work? The second time we actually went there and applied for the marriage license and scheduled the date of our court wedding. So I think it was about $100, wasn't it? For like to apply for the marriage license, but to use their site and their own like was it officiant? Officiant. She's like, oh, we'll provide you an officiant. Remember that? And then she's like, well, they'll provide an officiant. I literally thought a priest would come in the back and go do it. She literally just put on like a black like robe and she did the whole thing. I was like, it's the same lady. It was like the same clerk who like married us. But I think we paid $65 for that. So wasn't it?
Yeah, everything was about $140.
$150 or something altogether, $160. So we paid for the marriage license, and then we paid to get like married in the courthouse. I mean, it was like the public. I forget what they call it, county office or something like that. So when you pay for the marriage license, you can schedule. I don't know if every state is different or every county is different in their own way, but what we did was we paid for the marriage license and then we scheduled the date for the appointment. I mean, for the marriage, the actual marriage. We didn't have to show anything or whatnot. I mean, there was really nothing to show. We just had to fill out a form saying that we were like single and you know,
no divorce,
history. I think if we had been divorced, you have to show that. But we didn't have that, so it was straightforward. It was very, very, very straightforward. Like no complications, nothing that we had to like go out of our way to prove. So it was pretty easy. Next, it says, I can't wait for that to actually touch a feeling here. Oh, it's such a nice feeling. Oh you will get there.
Yep.
Very soon. All right. And Kenya said, when you finally arrive in the U.S. first port of entry, how long is the immigration clearance process? I always have to catch a domestic flight. How many hours do you recommend I give myself?
I think it depends on the airline, if that's it. Because wherever you're flying from to US, it takes you to a random state. Most cases. Sometimes you might be lucky to get the flight to your state, but most cases, because it's a connecting flight, it takes you to a random state, and it now links you up. A local airline takes you from that state to where you're going.
Right.
So I think the time.
How long did it take you?
I got to LA. Around 4 or 5 in the evening, and I had to wait in LA till about 10 at night. 9-10 at night.
Yeah, but how long did it once you went? What was port of entry like for you?
Port of entry wasn't obviously the lines are long. It's really long, but the fact is they try to divide the lines. Like they have different categories. I mean, usually the immigrants, non-immigrants, and all that. But when it starts getting to the non-immigrant department, and they start asking for your class of visa. So there's a packet that's been handed over to you from your embassy back home, which is supposed to give the CBP officer.
CBP is Customs Border Patrol, I think. Or Protection. No, Protection.
Yeah. CBP officer.
So they're at the border, at the point of entry.
At the airport.
At the airport.
Yeah. So they'll open. It has to be sealed. You mustn't open it. They are the ones to open it. So every documentation that has been sent for you from the beginning of the process to the end, your medicals, everything is in there. So they will have to now enter some info and all that into their computer that you've actually entered the country, and this is the time you came in, just normal information and all that. And after that, they just take like a scan picture or something just right at the airport of entry, and that's it. It's straightforward. So that's if you're coming with that K1 visa. But I think other visa categories varies to whatever requirements you have to get. So I think that's it.
Yeah. Okay. I think the court marriage fee depends on the state and county. Yes, they all are different.
Yep. Very true.
Is the interview wait time faster in Abuja? And can you choose to have your case sent to Abuja versus Lagos?
Yeah, of course you can. It depends on where you want it to, because there are two consulates, Abuja and Lagos. So if you want to run your process in Abuja, it means that you must have stated it from the beginning of the process.
Yeah, it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of tricky.
Yeah, it's very tricky.
Yeah, I don't know how it works exactly. I remember that.
It's very tricky.
I remember one person on Visa Journey when I think they were from London, and then for some weird reason, their case was scheduled to go to some other country, like Ireland or something like that. And they were like, what? So it took a while for them to get it rescheduled.
Rescheduled,
I mean, not rescheduled, but like sent to their embassy in London. So I have a friend too, and her she's filing for the K1 visa as well, and the guy is in Abuja, but for some reason his got scheduled to Lagos. So I don't know how it works. I don't know how they pick it. I don't know if it's because are they taking people at the consulate in Abuja? Why didn't he automatically get assigned to Abuja if he lives over there? I don't get it.
No, I think from the application process, I think you can say where you want your case to go to. I think I'm just trying to say. I don't really know. I don't know because maybe I did. Because I feel if you state that you live in Abuja or you live in Lagos, sometimes the consulate might use their discretion and say, okay, this is where you're going to have your interview, and you must work towards it. Because the reason why I'm saying this now is because some people come from other states who are even closer to Abuja, and they come all the way to Lagos to do it.
Yeah.
So I feel in a way the embassy has an influence on deciding where they want you to have the case. So where they want you to have the interview. So I think that's just how it works. So that's it. But in general, Abuja is faster in terms of their process. It's faster. It's kind of faster than Lagos. Yeah.
I guess so. Okay, we're gonna answer maybe 3 more questions, and then we'll go to the drawing, and then
we'll call it a wrap.
Yep. All right. So the court marriage process. Is there anything else that we need to add about that? So again, we went to the county clerk's office. I think that's where we went. In California, in our state. Actually, it was our county in California, and we just filled out the marriage license application, and we paid the fee, scheduled the day that we wanted to get married. They asked if we wanted to exchange rings. We did not. We didn't even have that planned. We just needed to do what we had to, since we're having a wedding this year. And then we came in the day of the actual wedding, and I think I had to sign a couple forms first. I had to bring a witness. So I brought my twin sister. Like I said, every state is different. I don't know. Some people require maybe
Five
I think there was a way. There are like 2 different marriage license like processes. Like there's one where you don't need a witness whatsoever, and then but it costs more money.
It costs more money.
And then there was the other one where it, if you bring a witness, it costs less. I don't know. I have no idea how it works. It was like one was like more public, and the other one. So I could have brought like many guests if I wanted to, but it was just my twin who came, and then the other one is like more private. So. And yeah, that was it. After that, we got married. It was like 5 minutes long. It was really brief. That lady really wanted to go back to work. Yeah. She was just like, "Oh yeah, come on, guys, come on." I was like trying to set up a camera and everything. I wanted to record the whole thing. And she was like, "Come on." I'm like, "I'm getting married here. Like, slow down." Like, and then she did it really quick. She like read the thing really fast. And then she was like, "All right, guys, you guys are officially married." And she like took off her robe and then like went back to work. I know it was that quick. And then she printed out like the actual marriage certificate. She gave us like one for the county, one for like the actual license, and then something else. I forgot what it was. And then that was it. And then we took copies of that, and that's what we used to mail to USCIS to prove that, for our green card application. So. Next says, okay, you read that.
Yeah, it says, "Hey, Olly and wife, thanks for making this live chat. Hope to have another. You guys have been really helpful.
Oh, thank you.
Got to go.
Oh,
I appreciate what you guys are doing. Pray for grace and a happy couple life for you guys. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thanks for tuning in. We're so
really
happy that it helped.
Yeah.
Deb H. Hi guys, I'm following you guys. I did the I-130 process, and we are at the NDC phase now. Currently, these Dongon fees are ridiculous. The space of NDC, $425. It's ridiculous.
It is.
Yeah. The process is cheaper if you do think about it. Like if you watched our last video, you would see that the CR1 visa is cheaper than the K1 visa technically. I think that the CR1 kind of pays a little bit more upfront, but then after that, it's like the fees are all like you're done. You're done with it. But like for us, I paid $535 for the K1 visa application, and then I forgot what else. We paid for a couple other things, medicals, whatnot. And then when he got here, it was like bam, $1,225 that we just had to fork up just like that. It was crazy. It's extremely high. So if anything, the fee is high right now for like CR1, like up front right there, but after that, you're pretty much done. You don't have to like take care of that much.
Not much
and,
again.
Oh, man, I lost my train of thought.
You pretty much like that money. Like once you've been able to pay up that money, and it's worth it in a way to get what you want. And it saves you. If you look at the end run of all that processes, you're still going to end up spending, close to that amount. So either way, all processes are kind of cost. On the edge.
Right.
Well, I know how frustrating it is to pay up that amount.
Oh yeah. Oh, what I was gonna say, didn't you say that they're trying to increase the cost?
What did they say?
Yeah, they're trying to increase the cost of the application process.
Yeah, but it's not yet confirmed. Yeah.
It's not. Okay. I hope not. Hope not.
Yeah.
Hope they don't increase it.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So we did say that we're gonna do a giveaway. For the Amazon gift card. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna draw a name, and once we pick the person, we will contact them directly and find out where we can where to mail the gift card to. I know some people are located in Nigeria or outside of the US. What do we do about that?
No, if your significant other is in the US, then maybe we'll just send it to them.
I don't know if Amazon, because it doesn't have to be an actual physical Amazon card, but I don't know if other countries
accept. If we can walk.
Okay, but either way, we'll send it to you. We'll just make it work. We'll discuss with you guys what's best. Whether it's the petitioner who receives that Amazon card, or if it is the beneficiary who does have Amazon in their country, then maybe
that works.
Works. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Let's see. You want to pick? All right, go for it. jeez. My goodness. Okay. Alrighty. Future Neo B9. I don't know if you guys can see it. Future Neo B9. I don't even know if they're here today.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I don't think they're even here.
You redraw, they're not here.
Huh?
You redraw, they're not here.
Should they be? No, they don't have to be here. No. But okay, so for now, this is the person that won Future Neo B9. We'll reach out to them. If anything changes, we'll let you guys know. But just stay tuned. So.
Oh, see, I'm here.
Oh, yay! I'm so excited. Yay! Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wow, she's here.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations. So, we thought that she.
I know, maybe I know. I probably glossed over them. That's cool. What country are you from? Or are you in the US?
Oh my God, thank you.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Congrats.
Wow. Maybe she can mail us that.
Oh, she's in the US.
She's in the US.
Woo!
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's so nice of you.
That's so nice. Yeah.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
All right. Bye, Pola Codu. I don't know how to say your name, but bye. And you're very welcome. See you guys next time. So, Future Neo 89, we'll contact you and we'll send you your Amazon gift card. You guys are so nice for congratulating her. That's so sweet.
Congrats.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you guys so much for coming in and
of course.
It's my sister. Thank you so much for watching today and obviously like we said, this is our
just to watch you guys.
Stop it. What's wrong with her? For watching and for just
following us up.
Following us.
Yeah.
This live stream was pretty successful. We're still growing. We don't have that many. Obviously, we don't have as many followers yet, but we just wanted the chance to interact with you guys and answer your questions. And we had a decent amount of people show up and ask questions, and I'm glad that we were able to answer, I think, almost all your questions. And if you guys have any more questions,
send an email.
Yeah, send an email. We try to respond to everything. Sometimes it is a little tricky since I'm at work. Sometimes I'm answering emails at work, and Ollie knows some things from his perspective, and I know things from my side. So I try to we try to, there's so many times where I can get an email from somebody and I send a screenshot to him and I'm like, did you see this email? Can you help me respond to it? Or, do you know how to, because he knows a little bit more about the topic than I do or something. So that's how we try to do it. Should we talk about consultation services?
Yeah, sure.
You bring it up.
Okay, yeah. So before we go, we just wanted to drop this for you guys. We've been receiving so many emails concerning different cases that you guys have been going through. Some of you are still just about to start the process of that journey. Some of you are already in the middle of the journey. Some of you are about to finish it. So we want to try and help you guys, with our resources and our time to try and bring up a consultation services to check out your packets. Whatever difficulty you're going through, maybe in terms of filling out the application forms, trying to know the right information and the right requirements for information of different things you're trying to go through. We just started it. It's just new. So we have we're going to drop maybe a link or something for you guys to check it out, to see what we've been able to list out there. And whichever one applies to you, then you can actually take it up from there.
Right. So we're basically offering some services to help people individually. We
Yeah.
have our resources that we would like to share with you guys, and to help you directly one-on-one. If you feel like you need, if you need that, if you feel like, you want something more personal, and you need direct assistance where we can actually phone call you, or we can video call you personally and actually help you one-on-one, and send our, we've created templates, we created PDFs of what we use, and we can send them to you to help you. So obviously it will come at a small cost. We will definitely share a little bit more about the process. About our services. Probably in our next video, we'll make like a short little explanation of what it is and what we're doing. So hopefully that helps some people out. Otherwise, like some people, we can still answer like general questions for people. Obviously for free. But if you want that personalized help, then we will gladly to help you out. And we'll list our, our services and their costs pretty soon. So, that's it. Let's see, beautiful. I'm a twin too. However, I'm big sis. Me and my twin are 46.
Oh, that's good.
Well, that's awesome. Oh, you're big sis. That's so sweet. That's really cool.
That's good.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming and, being part of this today and, joining us.
We're happy to have helped and answer.
We're so happy
to connect with you guys.
I know. One of my fears was, not being able to help. Like, oh my goodness, what if I don't know answers? But I feel like we really did help people out today, which is really nice. And if you guys do need more assistance, we seriously, we don't mind, even if we don't know the answers right away, we try to find the answers for you. So sometimes if it does take a while to respond to an email or something, we're trying to research the answers, find a little bit more information.
So we can give you the best answer that works for you.
All right. Very, very important interactive session to me personally. Really appreciate it. Hope to be part of this again. That's so nice.
That's so nice. Yeah.
So we'll do another live streams hopefully in the near future before the end of the year. Maybe after our wedding. So we'll probably try and do one again in October, November, or something like that. Or should it be sooner?
We can see. We see how it goes as we're going.
Okay. We'll just see how it goes because we just have to find the time to make do it, and we do want to have more people have the time to join in, so we can answer more questions. More people means more questions, and we can answer more questions. More interactions, so everybody learns from everyone else's case. All right, guys.
All right. So have a great weekend, and please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Drop your comments, questions, opinions, views, and as I always say, whatever you guys are still going through in the process, just hold on there. Just hang on there.
Yep. All the best and best wishes, best of luck. God is your strength. So you guys will get through it. The distance will end. Everything after that will fall in place.
Yeah.
So. All right, guys.
Bye.
Bye.